promised I was going to make this vlog. I just happened to make it by the beach because I actually relocated yesterday out of a very abusive relationship that ended 6 months ago. So this is just to give a couple of tips and tricks to people that are in the victim mindset, people that are still dealing with domestic violence, people that have been rape victims such as I in foster care. We're just kind of going to get real about it so that you can take these tips and utilize them to the best of your ability. I've been through counseling, but I am not a counselor, so take everything with a grain of salt. 7 months ago, I ended a relationship that was very toxic. It was very berating. I only got into it because I was trying to give somebody a shot, but it was right before I was coming back from London. And the reason why we broke up was because I felt that I wasn't being supported, but it wasn't anything that was too serious as well. So fast forward, he wanted to move back to Jersey. I said, I'll take over your lease in your apartment down here because I'm not going back. And it's raining, so I'm going to try to speed this up. When I said that he moved back to Jersey, everything was fine. Before that, he had cheated on me and went through 2 guys. Like, it was weird. And no judgment there. It's just like, okay. But fast forward 6 months later, and he like tried to confiscate me. Like, he came down here without being announced, told me that he was gonna come and pack up his stuff. He turned off the lease of the apartment. He took my name off of the Tahoe that I purchased, and that I need to come with him right now. And so I kind of like decided to stand my ground. It's raining. It is raining. I decided to stand my ground and say I'm not moving. I've moved every year for the last 24 years of my life. It's just not gonna happen. He started telling me, it doesn't matter what I did to you, it doesn't matter how it went down, you still need to come with me or else you're not going to survive here. The pay is low in Wilmington, but he still doesn't even believe in my businesses. So, I mean, there's that. But so I just realized right then and there that I had a choice. I was either going to listen to the berating and forget all the conditioning I just done for 6 months on my mindset, on my development, on my personal development, on my business development, and just let him win. However, I also believe that I am as strong as I want to be, and if a male decides to try me, okay, that's cool. So we talked about it for a little bit. I tried to communicate. I tried to de-escalate the situation. I'm a former correctional officer, so I have some de-escalation training, and I was immediately greeted with, I can see why you're a rake to me, because I don't listen. That's the result. That's what they say. It's not true. If somebody goes out of their way to hurt you, if somebody goes out of their way to take something from you, they don't deserve to be in this society. I don't care why, I don't care what. However, we live in a just system, so sometimes people are put through very, very traumatic experiences, and then they do things. We are not allowed to control what they do. We are only allowed to control the consequences. So the consequence for him was he hit me once 6 months ago, and I ended it. After he cheated, that was it. The consequence for me was that it wasn't as clear as day, and he thought he had the power to come down here and take me. So I left last night or the night before to my friend's house because I just didn't want to deal with the berating. Like, I have been paying for $800 for this apartment, this 2-bedroom apartment by myself. I surfed every day. I went through everything that I went through on my own. I'm just making sure this water's not coming up. We're in the middle of a tide change. And for him to come down here after all the stuff that I've been through, like all the tears and crying, I just wanted to say thank you to my conversions team. Joseph, Dylan, Rob, Ryan, Andy, Taylor, Mark. I had a support system that was also my work system that I could openly communicate with and take a day off if I needed. This was the day that I took off. I came into the house to pack up the rest of my stuff because he already ended the lease, so I couldn't even have a fight over it. North Carolina rules and regulations are a little different. And I walked into the house and he immediately said, where are your keys? Where are your keys to the Tahoe, and where are your keys to the apartment? I've been here, done that. I know what this is about to go into. The last time this has happened in Colorado, I was arrested for calling the police about a domestic dispute, about a white male coming after me. And so I said, yeah, no, just let me get my stuff out. He didn't want to let me transport any of my stuff with the truck that I've been paying for. So I had to call a U-Haul. I ordered a U-Haul. I bought an Airbnb. Like, I just had to make a lot of moves really fast. And as soon as he realized that I was about to pack and go, he stiff-armed me. If the door to my apartment is here and you walk in, the closet's right here, I was turning to go to my little room, and it went into the strictest stiff arm I've ever had in my entire life. And I had a choice right then and there, fight or flight. This was the first time my fight kicked in. Instead of panicking and seeing that I couldn't get out the situation, similar to the ocean. If I get stuck in the middle of a riptide, instead of trying to paddle in the right direction and getting out of the riptide, getting out of the situation, I will panic. I will panic full throttle, and then I will have to call for help because either the riptides are too choppy and we're right next to a jetty, and the jetty started making the waves go a different way, and then I got caught in it. That's what I felt like. But instead of not paddling, I paddled. So stiff arm went up. I tried to release it. Then I went into a chokehold real fast. Tried to release that. Meanwhile, you're in a heightened situation. I've just been in a lot of fights, none that I've caused, in a lot of situations with men that I'm okay at that. So the chokehold went into a chokehold. I turned around. I finally punched him in the stomach, thinking that I was gonna get somewhere, but I had a strong kick in the ribs, right here. This little swollen monkey junction. That's what's going on. So I'm trying to get back in the water at some point. The reason why I'm telling you all this is, one, I'm not dead. I'm not broken. I'm not dead. This doesn't defeat me. It doesn't take away the last 4 things that I've been working on for the last 6 months. I have to start over living wise, but I was prepared this time and just focused on myself financially, that I was able to get myself immediately out of that situation. Don't get me confused. I cried as soon as I got out, and the only way that I got out was by giving him my keys. Faced a chokehold, a stiff arm, and a kick. I decided to give him my keys. He took my keys, he threw all of my stuff out of the apartment, and said, "Go get it." Mind you, his Marine friend is standing outside the door, waiting for us to be over so he can come in and help him move the rest of his stuff. So, with that, how did this story end? The story ended where I never talked to that man again. I started packing my stuff, give him any satisfaction. We're not gonna cry about it, we're not gonna talk about it. You threw my shit out, that's fine. I'm gonna go and get it and pack it, and then I'm gonna find a ride and leave. So I ordered my U-Haul. I don't think he thought I was gonna get a U-Haul, but those are his demands. You can't use the truck and no person is gonna come over here and help you. All right. So I ordered my U-Haul, I got the U-Haul, and then I started packing. He gave me the house key back, thinking that it would be like, okay, let's do a peace recognition because it looks like you're really moving. Actually, as long as you promise to let me back in this house when I am moving my stuff, I'll get it all out within an hour and I'll go. I stayed at a friend's house and I cried. I let that shit all out. These bugs are ferocious. I let that shit all out. And the reason why I let that shit all out is because I am human. I am allowed to feel bad about situations like that. I am allowed to cry. The only part that people forget is you're supposed to feel it and move the fuck on. You move on. Move on. It's not gonna change anything. The only thing that you can do is move on and try to fix what needs to be fixed, continue your development, and stay far away from those people. As victims, we know the signs. Sometimes people are different, so you can't tell it all away. Sorry, these bugs are bad. But at the same time, sometimes some behaviors are normal. If somebody starts talking shit to you the way that you don't like them talking, you correct them. And if they can't be corrected, they don't care about you. You leave. Okay? So I hope this helps people. I'm very proud of myself. Today is a win. I got myself out of a domestic violence situation on my own. I got myself into my own apartment, and nobody can bother me anymore. So I hope people take this and really run with it. If you are a survivor or you need somebody to talk to, I am way ahead of the life coaching aspect of this part, and I would be happy to talk to you. But we're gonna do this together. I'm still sticking to my fitness. I'm gonna surf in a little bit. I come here for the sunrise now. Peace, love, and prosperity, and I literally love you guys all. So hope to connect soon. Hope this resonates with somebody.